Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. One of the last few videos in this format, but I really want to get my thoughts out regarding yesterday's earnings call and today's price movement related to Tesla stock. If you follow this channel, you know this is something that I cover quite heavily. But yeah, a lot of noise, obviously, after the earnings, and as of about a couple minutes ago, it's 3:40 Eastern time right about now, and Tesla is down roughly 10% in the market. And I've been on Twitter reading a lot of people's thoughts and opinions. I've been sort of formulating my own as well, and just really thinking through what this means. Where's Tesla at from a progression standpoint? Why is the stock performing this way? And one of the tweets that I read from Gary Black, who's somebody that I respect a lot and somebody I've had on this channel before, he made some interesting comments that said that if Elon would have used some different language on the call, where it wasn't really focused on the long-term potential of full self-driving, and instead it was really around focusing on the super strong fundamentals of Tesla, which is a great cash balance, adding cash to the balance sheet while growing, while investing in Cybertruck, while investing in FSD and the bot, energy margins going up to 18%, basically being higher now than the gas car, the ICE car, the EV business. My God, what's wrong with me here? Highlighting all these things instead of spending too much time thinking about the future of full self-driving, that the stock would have performed better today. And I think that's an interesting point, and I kind of agree with him from the standpoint of, say, short-term to medium-term movement, where he kind of compared this to a Tim Cook. Like, hey, Tim Cook, would you ever think that Tim Cook's going to come out and say, we're going to lower iPhone prices to the point where you don't even have to worry too much about paying a high price for it. We're going to sell it at a loss or potentially break even, and then we're going to make it up on the App Store later on. That wasn't the messaging that Tim Cook and the Apple folks said. They just kind of made it happen. And the thought process is just wait until FSD comes to fruition, focus on the fundamentals today of the company, and then just let it come to fruition. But the more I thought about that is, I just don't think that's how Elon operates. I've been following the company since 2012, and one of the things that really drew me to the story was Elon Musk's and his team's ability to constantly focus on the long-term potential of the company. And so when I hear Elon and the team talk about margins for full self-driving in the long term, their development of the robotaxi, how Cybertruck's going to change the game, how Optimus Bot is going to be an amazing product, you're going to hook it up to the Neuralink, a lot of these things are, I think a lot of people hear them, especially if they don't follow Tesla closely, and they're like, why are you talking about this? Talk about how the company's performing right now. Focus in on the fundamentals, focus in on everything. And it's tough to conceptualize it. And I wonder how much of that is tied to the fact that maybe many people don't believe that something like a full self-driving is close, or something like a full self-driving is really going to come to fruition. A lot of this reminds me, if I go back to, say, 2014, the year 2014, and I think about the sort of statements that Tesla was making. We'll have 500,000 cars sold per year by 2020. We're going to build a battery factory that's going to be the largest producer of batteries in the world. We're going to create an affordable car that's going to be profitable, that's an electric vehicle in the Model 3. And a lot of the noise and a lot of the things that we heard at that time was impossible, not going to happen. Why are you talking about that? Talk about what your plans are to get to 50,000 units per year. Talk about your plans to make the Model S a better car. Why are you saying these crazy things long term? Some people were saying that. I'm not saying that's what Gary's saying. I'm not saying that's what Gary's saying, but that's what it sort of leads me back to, sort of seeing a lot of the commentary that's surrounded the stock price. I think when it comes to Tesla, from my perspective, as long as the company, as an investor, as long as the company is working towards its goals of things that they're working on that are going to give them the ability to have outsized advantages versus everybody else, meaning that they're going to have a technology that's so superior and almost monopolistic in a sense, as long as they're talking about that and working towards that end goal, I personally, I'm super happy. And the things that happen short term, the things that are said on the earnings call, Elon Musk talking about financial advice that you shouldn't be in margin. Great, it's a great advice, but one could argue that, hey, why are you spending time saying that on the earnings call? I think that's a valid concern if somebody is saying, hey, why are you talking about that? But as long as Tesla as a whole is working on FSD, getting to 20 million cars per year, getting the bot off the ground, figuring out real-world AGI or real-world AI that they can use with the bot, so that, or in the FSD, so that they're interchangeable, investing in the compute power, having a monopoly on data, basically for driving. And I'm in a supercharger now, and the car has been driving us the whole way, and the car's collecting data from the road that Tesla's going to be able to leverage for everything else. As long as they're doing that, I personally am okay. I don't have any issues with what's said on the earnings call. And it's another thing too, it's par for the course. I mean, Elon will say some crazy stuff sometimes, man. It's, agree or disagree. If you follow the company long enough, you know that these things are going to be said. And it's almost like you have to take the company with the full package, No individual is perfect. Elon himself is not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And there are things that maybe can be omitted to be said. But as long as the overall tone of the company is long-term, and the overall tone, as our dogs get water there, of the company is focusing about its FSD technology and getting to 20 million cars per year and getting the bot off the ground, and why that's so important, and why Tesla is being set apart, is setting itself apart from everybody else by doing that, then from my perspective, I'm happy. I'm super happy. Days like today, obviously for somebody who has a lot of their own worth in the stock market, especially in this story, it sucks, especially if you're on margin, for sure. And I hope those days aren't too often here coming forward. But it's another good day, if you follow the stock market and you follow Tesla. Just use days like today to ask yourself, why am I invested in the story? Am I in it for the right reasons? Am I in it with with the right proportion of my net worth in the story? Is this something that I really should be doing? Is this something that I really believe in? And step outside of your comfort zone and read up things that are opposite of what you believe. One of the things I do is, I've been doing lately a lot more than I used to, and honestly, I should have been doing this for a long time, is I force myself to go and read the bear arguments, and I force myself to go read Tesla Q, and I force myself to go read just things that I'm just completely, conceptually, I just don't believe at all, but I still force myself to do it. Moe, buddy, and Moe just is not a big fan of Tesla Q, as you can see. So, yeah. So I'm hoping this video is helpful. I'm sure for a lot of folks, a day like today is not a comfortable feeling, but my recommendation is use today as a way to, to see if your thesis for the company holds true, if your faith in the company is where you think it needs to be, if you think that the leadership is doing the right thing. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? But I think it's just learning lessons that we take along the way. So anyway, let me know if you like this video in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this whole thing. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to support the channel, links in the description. If you like this video, throw it a like so the YouTube algorithm can show this to more people. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy. Bye.